Hi, everyone. This is Nina from Rafaela Soul Sessions. How are we all doing? Now, if you don't know who I am a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner from Scotland. And this channel really is about sharing my work, my life as a quantum healer, and the messages and information that I receive during these sessions with my clients. And so if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to have a slightly growing following. I know I've got, a baby channel on both my Instagram, my Facebook and YouTube, but it's so nice to have ongoing support as well from my lovely viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for being here and for all the love and support I get on this journey. It's truly amazing, and it's such an amazing job to have, and such an honor to be able to bring you information from the higher realms through these quantum healing sessions. I've got a bit of a different video today that I felt I needed to share some more personal information from an experience that I had last week. I've been a little bit quiet with posting and things this last week because I've been integrating a lot of the emotions and the feelings that I had last week. I had quite a scary experience in that I was robbed, essentially, digitally. There was a bank fraud situation that happened with my bank account. My account was hacked. They tried to do some transactions, which my bank stopped. And then they contacted me very, very convincingly, pretending to be the fraud team at my bank, telling me that my account had been compromised, it had been cloned, and that they were continuing to remove money from my account, and these attempts were ongoing. So basically, my whole account was under attack. And as a single mom who has a young child, my daughter's 4, I naturally went into that fight or flight state. I mean, I don't have a lot of money, and to think that what I had was under attack, I went into that state of fear. And in that state of fear, you can be manipulated, and I was manipulated into authorizing things that I was not fully comfortable with. But because I was in that state of fear, I was manipulatable. And they stole about half of what was in my account before I managed to twig what was going on. It's not a huge amount of money, but to me it's a huge amount of money because I don't have a huge amount of money. So and I twigged because the person at the end of the phone was becoming stressed out. He was becoming stressed, and that's how I twigged. They were very, very professional at what they were doing. They had the full process of what the fraud team would do at the bank had this situation been real. They had all the text messages that were word for word what would be sent to you. They had the full process that you would go through had this been a real situation. It was only the moment that this person started becoming agitated because it wasn't working was when I twigged that this wasn't right. Although I had felt uncomfortable with the whole thing from the get-go. And actually, I had been seeing numbers throughout the whole thing. I kept seeing 444. And I kept thinking, I knew that was to do with, guardian angels and angels being with you. So, yeah, I twigged what was happening. I got to my bank and they were able to, talk me through what happened. I was able to contact the real fraud team and we were able to get a case underway to try and get me my money back. And you have to excuse my camera on my computer is being a little bit slow and not staying it's not staying up to scratch with the recording, so I apologize for that. So yeah, this whole thing was really, really terrifying for me. I have not felt that level of fear in my body for a long time. Not since my daughter was in hospital have I felt that level of fear through my body. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get what had been stolen from us returned. I was in a state of shock when I was giving them the information, so I wasn't really able to be fully open about my personal situation. So I spent a very, very fearful night wondering whether I would ever see this money again. And thankfully, I remember the end of the phone call I had to this lovely man at the real Bank of Scotland fraud team. He was Irish and he was very calming and but very assertive and a strong man. And he said at the end of the phone call, I don't know if you picked this up at the start of the call, but my name is Michael. And I got a rush of chills through my body because, I never used to be an angels person, but doing the line of work that I do, we kind of can't ignore the fact that there are these universal energies that come here to help us. And I felt very strongly that I was being protected and that I was safe. And so that was amazing. And then the next day, after I had kind of come back into my body a little bit more, some of that fear and that trauma had kind of released. I was then able to contact the people that I'd spoken to the day before and be completely honest about my personal situation at home with my child. And that, we are vulnerable. I am vulnerable in that, feeling like I'm not being able to provide for my child. It's a very primal, instinctual feeling, and that's what they play on. They play on these feelings of these fear and the fear of not being able to live as you're living, and provide and live a safe and healthy and a life where we're not struggling. So it really does play on that primal instinct, and especially with what my daughter's been through with her health problems. It was really it was a real deep kind of fear that came up through my body. And in that state, I was manipulatable. And it just shows me exactly what is happening in our world on a greater scale. Thankfully, I spoke to the team the following day, and they were amazing and so compassionate of my situation and my life. And when I was on hold to them, I just closed my eyes and I just called in my team, and I heard the words, "Everything will be returned to you." And I came off hold, and they put me through to the highest level of department at the bank, and they authorized all the money being put back in my account, which was just, I just couldn't believe it. It was just in disbelief that that could have happened that way. And so grateful, because I know not everybody has that kind of an outcome, and I was just so thankful. But yeah, like I was saying, it's really has shown me on the wider scale, but within my individual life, what is happening in our world. That people are being induced into this state of total fight or flight fear state, that they will not be able to live their lives, they will not be able to provide for their families, they will not be able to send their children to school unless they do something that they're not entirely comfortable with. And I experienced that on the more individual scale. Obviously, I'm awake to some of the things that are happening in our world, so I'm able to protect myself and my child from those things. But in this situation, I wasn't able to protect myself. And the funny thing was, when I was speaking to this lovely woman who authorized everything being returned to me, she said to me, it's funny, we get a lot of these calls, people describe it like being under a state of hypnosis. And at that point I could say, well, I am a hypnotherapist, and I can assure you that's not what we do. We don't induce people into states of fear so that we can manipulate them. We induce people into states of complete calm, focused, heart-based openness, so that they may be able to access their higher awareness and heal themselves. Very, very different from what I experienced. But I also experienced the duality of, in such a short space of time, in 24 hours less than, I experienced the dark side of humanity, where humanity, they are in so much pain and there is so much trauma in this world that people have to operate in this way, where they steal from vulnerable people, from a single parent with a child with health issues, from old people who don't, maybe don't have the mental capacity to understand what's happening. They steal from people who don't have very much, but they do it not only for their own financial gain, but they also do it for the thrill of doing it, the thrill of putting people into these states and manipulating them. And I also experienced the compassion and the real loving nature of humanity, where people can see who you are and what situation you're in and feel that compassion for you and help you, so in 24 hours I saw the two extremes. And that it's just, I can't even really describe what that experience has been like for me, other than really eye-opening, because I'm now able to see my throat chakra is really like, right now. So it's hard to share this, but I know it's important, so that's why I am sharing it. But it's helped me see why so many people are making a decision that they're not necessarily fully comfortable with right now. And I'm not going to talk about the individual thing. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And people are making these decisions because they feel there's no other way, and they feel disempowered. They feel fear. Excuse me. They feel fear, and fear is a very low vibrational thing to operate in, but it's also a very, very powerful thing in that people will do what you want them to do when you have them in a state of fear. And I think that's the reason why I've had this experience, to be able to share this information with you, to show you that although I am not going to put myself in that situation, the one that, you know, lots of people are making the decision to do right now, I have been in that state of fear, and I can fully understand and have the utmost compassion and love for those who do make that decision, and that we should have compassion and love for everyone, no matter what decisions they're making about their lives or their bodies or their children's lives. People have been manipulated. People are being manipulated. They are being abused. Their rights and their humanity and their survival instincts are being under attack, you know, and this is making people operate in a way that they wouldn't normally operate. So I guess my message is, please have the utmost compassion for everybody right now. No matter who you are, you can be induced into a state of fear, and you can be manipulated. You know, I'm a fairly switched on person. Usually when I have these sorts of phone calls with people I don't know, saying things I can usually twig, but this was so well done and so intricately done, and so professionally done. Even I was manipulated. So yeah, I guess this is my message for today. It was a rough ride, but I'm so grateful for the outcome, and I'm so grateful for everybody who I could go to with it, and who was able to help me through the emotions that I was feeling. I was feeling that feeling of violation. I was feeling sadness, just deep sadness for humanity, that people have to operate this way, and that these people are unable to feel empathy and compassion. And it made me sad. It made me really sad that that whatever's happened to these people has shut off their humanity and their ability to operate in a decent and compassionate, loving way towards their fellow humans. And that part of it, yeah, does make me sad, because I'm such a loving person, and I spend my life working my ass off to help those heal themselves and get people out of states of trauma and out of states of fear, and reassure people, and operate from my heart. And there's also people in this world that don't operate that way. And yeah, it was a real eye-opener to see the state that our world is in, that people have to act like this. So anyway, this is my story that I wanted to share with you. Thankfully, everything is now fine. But it was pretty full on. And yeah, just heads up out there. If anybody phones you with anything from your bank, just put the phone down and contact the bank. Don't get into any conversations with anyone over the phone right now, because people are getting wise and they're getting sneaky, and it's getting way beyond. Even the lady at the bank said that this is getting way beyond what they've ever had to deal with before. She said the stories and the information that are coming from people who are having these experiences the stories are just getting weirder. Their technology is getting way more advanced, and they kind of said in not so many words that this is kind of, these attacks on people, these scammers, they're getting way more advanced than they've ever had to deal with before. It's kind of like they're getting beyond what they're able to cope with. So heads up out there, just make sure that whatever you're doing, you're using your intuition. Thankfully, my intuition was screaming at me to stop this whole thing and run to the bank. So thankfully I listened to it before. I mean, these guys would have just drained me if they could have. They would have drained my whole account. So yeah, that was harder to share that than I was expecting. Wow, my central channel was really like, oh. Sharing that. It wasn't easy to share. But yeah, I'm also, on a lighter note, I am wearing my Illuminated Quantum Healing hoodie, which I love. I have loved this symbol ever since they came out with it. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, Illuminated Quantum Healing is one of the quantum healing hypnosis methods that I offer people. It's an incredible method taught to me by New Earth Ascending, who are my amazing teachers. And they are also a non-profit Ascension Church. So they have a ministry, and all of their practitioners are ministers. And they now make amazing clothes. So I'll stick the link for their shop in the description so that you guys can go and check out all their stuff. I've got a couple of more things coming, so I'm really, really excited about that. So yeah, I can see myself being in this hoodie all winter. I love it. It's so cozy. What else that I want to share with you? I'm going to have to go in a couple of minutes because I need to go and take my daughter to nursery. But yes, if you enjoy my content and you enjoy my energy and you feel like you might want to reach out and work with me, then you can go to my website, which is www.rafaelasoulsessions.com. And you can check out all the information there about the sessions that I do and all the services that I do. I do a few different things, and I do mentorships, all sorts, and that's over on my website. You can also find me on whatever channel you're watching this through. You can find me on YouTube, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. They are the outlets that I use the most. And you can see all of the things that I share. I am going to be starting to share more information again. I know I've been a little bit quiet the past wee while, but as I say, I've just been integrating everything that's been going on and just kind of getting my energy back, my own energy back. As I say, I have not felt that level of anxiety for a very, very long time, not since my daughter was in surgery, when she was a baby. So it's a different kind of fear, but it's that fear running through your body. I haven't felt that in so long because I've done so much work on myself over the past few years. I don't operate in a state of fear anymore. So it's taken a while for me to get back into my energy. So, and it's important for me to do that because obviously I spend hours at a time taking people on these big journeys. I've had to really get myself back into myself so that I can do my job. So anyway, I wanted to share this story with you because there's so many parallels with what happened to me and what's going on right now. It really showed me the other side to it. And I know there's a reason for everything. I'm not a victim of anything. I know that I know that I am divinely guided and protected, but I also know that I'm human and I'm here to have a human experience, and that there is information and lessons in this situation that's ultimately going to assist me in every level. So, but I felt it was important to share. And so here it is. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you in whatever situation you're in. I know it's a really, really, really dense and difficult time right now. Yeah, not even us quantum healers get off lightly with everything that's happening in our world. It's full on, but just know that there is help out there. There are amazing humans in this world with so much love and who operate from their hearts. Just as there are people that are hurting and feel they have to hurt other people, there are amazing people in this world. And I am so grateful for every single one of you. And I'm so grateful for everyone who watches my videos, who follows my work, who comments and likes and reaches out with kind words. I adore you all. Thank you so much for being in my experience. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Bye.